Hey guys, it's APHPW's Gamer here, and it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time since I last saw you guys, and I don't know if you can already tell, if you're very vigilant, you can already see that there is no longer a hunger bar in the hot bar. And the reason why is because after a lot of thinking, I decided that the best thing for me personally and for everyone in this realms was to just turn it into creative, because we have a lot of ideas that we want to build quickly, you know, and we enjoy building a lot. So I was like, if we really do enjoy building a lot and that's really what we want to do, then I think it's better if I just put it into creative, because I finally have the world that I want to make the my dream town in. And I told Angel, I was like, you know what, after analyzing what you've always been saying, you've always been telling me that I should make this in creative, and after a lot of thinking, you're right. And they agreed. Well, at first he didn't really agree, but then I convinced him, and now he's all for it, because this is going to subtract so many tedious hours of getting resources. If a project was going to take us a month, we can do it in a week, you know. So I am all for this. And I just updated the map. I actually filled it in so that it was a full map, as you can see. Obviously I do not have buildings over here, but I wanted to see like a whole square. I think that's kind of a like a PTSD. Wait, I don't think it's PTSD. It's OCD kind of thing, where I wanted to have a filled-in square. But I know that you can already see that I've built so many more buildings. The last time that I saw you, that you saw me, we didn't have this right here, and we didn't have all of this. We started doing this. It's the Mexican town, but I only had one or two houses. I think it was only the white and the gray house. That's when I decided that I wanted to turn into creative, because it was taking me forever to build those houses, as you saw on that episode. So I was thinking, where am I going to find so much gravel to make the concrete? And then, it was very tedious, and it was going to take a long time. And look at it now. Look at how beautiful it looks in the map. But this is not what I wanted to show you today. Also, by the way, when I built this, this felt very far from our base. But now that I have this right here, it actually doesn't feel that far. It actually feels quite close. I just can't imagine when we have the whole map frame filled in. Yeah, I still don't know in what direction I should expand. I think I'm thinking of expanding south. I know this is not south, but you know what I mean, like towards this direction. I think north is over there. That's north. That's south. So if we wait, never mind. That's north and that's south. So actually, this is north and this is south. So I want to expand south. Anyways, what I wanted to show you is the treehouse that I've been talking about. I've been working on this treehouse since May, and I finally finished it today. The purpose of that treehouse has changed throughout its building phase. So at first, the reason why I wanted to build the treehouse was to have my pets over there. I was thinking of doing a treehouse and then having like 4 branches, and then each branch I would have a pet. But then I actually tried to get the pets to the branches, and it was not working. So now it's a restaurant, kind of. I guess it could also be like a hotel if you wanted to, but I'm still debating. It could still be the pet thing, even though I don't have my pets over there. And I actually have them here in my house, which looks very cozy, so I prefer them here because they look very cozy right here. And they're all together. And if I were to take them over there, they wouldn't be together. So you know, maybe it is best for me to keep them in my house instead of in the treehouse. Alright, well, since I'm in creative, I can show you an aerial view, but first I want to show you the intended way, which was back when I was building it in creative. I mean survival. Now this treehouse is not gonna have a door because I wanted it to be like a public kind of building where everyone can just go in if they want to, you know. And I got inspiration from a few places. One of them is the Deku tree from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. So I don't know if you can tell that it actually has that kind of vibe. At least from the bottom. I worked very hard on these branches. You gotta remember that I did this in survival and it was a lot of wood. Basically, all of this place was a forest, and obviously I had to cut it down so that I could build. And I used most of that, or all of it, here in the tree branches. Alright. So, let's go in. I got inspired by the Deku tree in The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I also got inspired by Adventure Time because it does have that Adventure Time feeling to it. I know it doesn't look like the treehouse in Adventure Time, but it does have a similar feeling. And those were my biggest inspirations. And back in 2018, I actually had a creative world where I was building a lot of ideas. And one of the ideas that I had, which was this also, it was a treehouse restaurant. So that's where I got the restaurant inspiration from. I don't even know where I got that inspiration initially from, but this time around I got it from there. As you can see, this is where my pets were supposed to stay. But now that I think of it, yeah, it is way better for them to be in my house because this actually feels very lonely for them, you know, and it's actually kind of high, so I don't even know if my pets would like it this high. So it's a good thing. This is one of the branches. Like I said, it's 4 branches. You go up. The higher you go, you can go into other branches. This was a hard part because I wanted to take my pet upside, over there on upstairs. I don't know how you would say that. Upstairs, I guess. And I was trying to do that, but they weren't coming in. Even with a leash, I couldn't get them in. And I tried that during survival because I haven't been on creative for that long. It's only been like a week in creative. So I don't think I'm going to show you every single branch because they're all the same, but this also took me a long time because I did this in survival. I'm gonna tell you right now what part of this treehouse I built in creative, because most of the treehouse I built it in survival. And you can go back and see the old videos because there were glimpses of it, and you'll see that I'm not lying and that I actually built this in survival. But you know what? I don't know why I'm trying so hard to prove myself. I don't have anything to prove. I'm just having fun. Isn't that what Minecraft's all about? Having fun and sharing your creations? Anyways, so basically you go up, and then you start getting into this layer of leaves, because this is it's not the base. How would you call this? The top, the tree top. This is the tree top, and then here's where the restaurant is. This I built it in creative. The last layer, the last 3 layers of leaves, and the restaurant, everything that you see right here is what I built in creative. And I actually built it today, and I finished it today. This is supposed to be like a waterfall kind of thing, like it's supposed to be a theme, a natural theme, because you know we are in a treehouse, so I try to make it look like a nature kind of thing. It doesn't really work that well, but you know, and also this works very well because not only is it a plant that looks very cool, but it also is a light source, so that means I didn't have to put any torches. And there are 4 ways that you can go, but the 4 ways are the same, as you can see right now. But look, you have a great view. Like, imagine you take your wife or girlfriend into the most romantic dinner ever with these views. These are one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen. You can see everything from here. Well, not everything, but most from here. And it is very peaceful because it's only Whoever's right here are the only people that are gonna be here. Now, thanks to the one of the add-ons that I have, I think it's the crops. I have a crops add-on. You get all of these food items, and I like it because you also get these plates. So it makes it look more livable. And this is supposed to be a burrito, I think. And then these are pizzas. I prefer the pizzas because they actually look like pizzas. Because the burrito, I'm not really sure if it looks like a burrito. Now look at the size of this tree. You can just imagine how long this took me to build, especially since I did most of it in survival. It took me months. Like I said, I've been building this since May, and it's now October. So it took me a long time, but I took some breaks in between, and I was building other buildings, other projects. What I also did in creative was these lanterns. This was one of the visions that I had ever since I started this treehouse, and I'm very pleased with the way it looks. I don't know, I always loved that type of look. It's kind of like a chandelier in a way. Not a chandelier, no. I'm talking about, not a chandelier. I'm talking about, how do you call that? The wind pipes, I think they're called. It kind of reminds me of that, but then at the same time, it's reminded me kind of like about, that solar system thing that is hung up in a wall in the ceiling. It reminds me of that too. But yeah, this was a huge project. You can see this treehouse from a very long distance. It's very hard to miss. And I finally have the restaurant. I know I could have had a rooftop that covers the restaurant, but then that would be way too much. And then, if it's raining, just don't come here, yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you, the treehouse. Now I'm gonna show you the treehouse from different angles so that you can see how it looks from different parts of the world. First of all, I'm gonna go to Angel's house. He has been working on it as well, but it's not my place to say what he's done because I don't really remember. He did tell me, but I forgot already. So I'll have to do another episode with him so that he can tell you what he built. He's still in survival though. Even though I try to make it creative for everyone, I guess it didn't work for everyone. So now I made him an operator so he could change it to survival himself. So this is how the treehouse looks from my house. I mean, Angel's house. Damn, you can see the how do you call that? The lanterns from here. It's crazy. It looks amazing. I'm very pleased. It's the biggest project I have in this world because you can see it from a lot of angles. Alright, let's go into the town square. It's not really a square. I don't know why I said square. It's more of the downtown. Okay, I'm gonna show it from here. And it's getting blocked by another tree, which is jealous. It's jealous that I'm showing my tree instead of this tree. As you can see it from here, so you can go far away and not get lost because you'll see the treehouse. As you can see. Alright, let's try another angle. What angle could we... Oh, I know. Let's go into the tower. Now, if it's a little laggy, it's because I have the render distance all the way up. So, because I want to see how it looks from far away. And because I'm playing on my phone, it's not the best, but it does have a lot of render distance, which I'm very surprised about because it is a mobile version of Bedrock. And this is how it looks from here. I know it kind of looks like a mushroom if you actually look at it, but yeah, I'm still pleased with how it turned out. And there's one more angle that I could take from here, and it's up here. Yeah, I think the treehouse is actually taller in height than, not in, yeah, in height. Well, not taller, higher, but it is taller as well. Damn, I'm very pleased with how that looks. Okay, now it's time to go see it from that other angle over there. I basically want to see it from a very far away distance, so that because I want to see if I were to get lost, I would just look up in the sky and I would see the treehouse, and then I wouldn't get lost. You know, that's what I want to see. Now here I have another project that I'm planning on doing. As you can see already, I already marked the place a little bit. There's a pink concrete block right here. So basically what I want to build here is Peach's Castle from Super Mario 64, but it's not exactly Peach's Castle from Super Mario 64 because I want to have like a mixture. I'm still debating of whether I want to have a mixture or I just want to build the Peach's Castle from Super Mario 64. But like I said, it's either going to be that or a mixture of Super Mario 64, Peach's Castle from Super Mario 64, and Super Mario Galaxy. Alright, so from here, I guess it's too far away. You can't really see the treehouse. Unless you were playing on Xbox Series X. But this is still pretty far away, look. If I go down, this actually feels like I'm in a forest, and I am in a forest, but at the same time, it's very close to the town. Let's see if I can see the treehouse from here. You can't see the treehouse, but you can see, oh, you can. Yeah, see how from how far away the tree is visible? That is so cool. That's probably the coolest building I've ever built in this world. But I do have a lot of contenders. I have a lot of competition because I'm very proud of a lot of these buildings that I've been building in this world. That's why this is my favorite world I've ever built in. So the last place I want to see it from is this mountain. This is my favorite mountain. Like I've already said a few times, I want this mountain to stay as natural as it can be. Especially because I can see this mountain from my house. So that's a very cool view to have every single morning. But just look at that monstrosity of a build. Imagine when all of this is surrounded by buildings. It's gonna be so cool. Even over there, I don't know if I want to surround these hills, mountains. Leaving this mountain intact. I'm not really sure if I want to build on a swamp, but I'm open to building in a swamp as well, because I've never ever built in a swamp. I also have the Mexican town ready. Well, not really ready, because the whole hill is going to be the Mexican town, but I'm separating it into sections, and I almost have the first section finished. Basically, it's going to be a ton of buildings like the ones that I showed you in the other episode, but each is going to have, I'm going to build that same building a lot of different times, but each time a different color. Well, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I'm still very pleased with this treehouse. It was worth every single minute that it took, every single day, every single week and month. And it was supposed to be a quite small project, very short, at least I thought in my mind, but it ended up being a huge project, and it's the biggest project I have yet. I think the second biggest project that I have in mind is Peach's Castle. Still don't know which one's going to be bigger, if the treehouse or Peach's Castle. We'll have to see. Actually, the Mexican town one is also a huge project, but I don't count that. I don't count that as one project because it's different little projects. But those are the 3 biggest projects that I have in mind right now, and also Radiator Springs. So I have 4 big projects right now. And I have a Halloween special coming up. So stay tuned, guys, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.